And away we go. It is another nightcap brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. I'm Chad Brendel. He's Aaron Smith. Make sure this week, getting ready for the Super Bowl, leading into Super Bowl week, maybe you're going to have a Super Bowl party. You don't feel like cooking dinner on Thursday or Friday, or you want to take it easy on Saturday before the Super Bowl. Galactic Fried Chicken. www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Get the app, Android, iPhone, or just head to Galactic Fried Chicken in Dayton.
It's out of this world.
It's out of this world. I'm gonna try some new stuff with galactic sauce. I think tomorrow might try some lunch. Add to my lunch creation tomorrow. Little galactic fried chicken. It's gonna be a long day. I'm gonna be home alone. Kelly gets her first treatment tomorrow. Her first dose of the clinical trial. So she's leaving at 7. Kelsey gets on the bus at 7:30. I think she's supposed to be there for like 10 hours tomorrow.
Jeez.
So I don't have much to do. Maybe I'll go to Galactic Fried Chicken tomorrow.
Nice.
Got nothing else to do. Just sit here all day and wait for her to call me with updates and make sure she didn't have some crazy reaction to the trial drug. And yeah, that's the fun I get for 10 hours tomorrow. Really one topic tonight.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Tomorrow. To you and yours.
Bearcats 70-59 winners over USF in Tampa. There was a lot of good. There was some annoying. 19 turnovers for a team that averages 10 turnovers a game. But ultimately, you're looking at a team that shot 46% from the 46.9, so 47% from the floor, 47.6% from three. They got back on track a little bit offensively, which is what I wanted to see out of this game more than anything. And if this is a game with 10 turnovers, this is a team that scores 80 plus points in this game.
Sure.
So the turnovers, I guess that's the lead, right? We got to talk about that first.
All 19 of them?
Yeah. Some of them were mind-numbing. I wanted to crash my head into my desk. But I thought this was going to be the case when we talked about it post-game with Wes, and it was. If you paid attention, a lot of them were trying to push tempo, trying to get out and run. And it was pretty clear that was like the focus this week, right? Like, this team is not a team that's just going to sit in the half court and efficiently grind out 25-second possessions, get a good shot, score, and, run up 70 points that way. That's not how it's going to happen for this team. They've got to get out and run. They've got to get out and transition. They've got to play at a higher tempo. And when they do, the offense looks a lot better. It doesn't look like running David DeJulius off screens, getting him the ball, trying to set 3 high ball screens for him at different angles, and then letting him go ISO until he can find a way to get a shot. Which, if you're watching, that's most of what happened early in the first half as he rang up, 18 of their first 24 points, it felt like.
Yeah.
They were making an attempt to play at a higher tempo, and it didn't until the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing, Aaron. I know you haven't talked much yet. 4 minutes, 4.5.
It's okay.
Minutes. We're getting there. Here's the crazy thing. 19 turnovers. I believe there was only 1 in the final 10 minutes.
That is wild.
18 turnovers in 30 minutes. That's a disaster. Even if you are trying to push tempo and play faster.
Right.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
Was Vic injured today?
He played.
He didn't play much. I guess
He
I was
played
just
3 minutes. He had 2 turnovers in 3 minutes.
so they was that. I don't know. That was just something I noticed. I don't. I was encouraged by Mikey with 10. I think that's something that this team needs out of their point guard on a much more consistent basis than we've been getting. Um, I don't know. It was. I feel like there was a lot of action defensively from our bigs, which that's not been. I think that's been fairly common through this season, and I think that there were so many. I feel like 4 blocks doesn't really tell the tale of how dominant.
They definitely really frustrated USF at the rim.
Yeah.
Especially like USF in the first felt like 10 minutes really had a lot of success at the rim. And then from there, UC did a really good job shutting it down. I thought.
Well, and even South Florida's bigs were getting into foul trouble when they couldn't go up. They were starting to do like hooks and they were starting to use forearms and trying to get through that way. And it just, you could definitely tell that they were very disruptive, especially when they were playing both Adu and Koval at the same time.
Yeah, and I thought Odie frustrated him when he was in there, but
Yeah.
gotta stop fouling, bro. Jeez. He had 4 fouls with 14:50 left in the game. Played what, 8 minutes? At
8
that point, he
minutes,
played
4
8 minutes, 4 fouls. Like you can't have a foul every 2 minutes. That's it's not going to work. So he's got to get better at that. And I thought a couple of them were just ticky tack, like they didn't make any sense. Why? Why are you fouling right there? You don't have to. So he's going to have to get better at that because they're going to need him on the floor.
Sure.
So that part's getting frustrating. DeJulius, though, man, 24 points, second game, over 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
The first time in his career he's had back-to-back 20-point games, 49 points in the last 2 games combined. He is carrying this offense right now, especially the first half of each of the past 2 games.
And I know we talked early on in the season about not having a guy that you would necessarily want to give 32 minutes to. And I think that DeJulius has kind of separated himself from everybody else at this point in the season as the guy that you see him get 32 and you're wondering why it wasn't 35.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's been head and shoulders above the rest of the team as far as talent level goes. And this team for the rest of the season is kind of going to go as he goes. So if he has an off night, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cincinnati take another loss unless you see some guys really step up.
Well, I agree there to an extent because there have been stretches, especially that first half was a stretch where it was like, if he doesn't score, this offense is screwed. Second half, though, I really liked what I saw in terms of we saw and Houston's obviously a better defensive team than South Florida. But South Florida still, if you look at their metrics, South Florida's been a pretty solid team defensively. They got cooked in the first half by DeJulius. They shifted their coverage, obviously, to try to slow him down. And the other guys responded. Mike Saunders had a pretty solid game for a guy that's been really struggling. Jeremiah was instrumental at the end. You know, he had the kind of ball that it rolled to him and he just picked up and shot it in from 3, and that seemed to get him going a little bit.
I thought Mace played a pretty good game tonight too, even though he only had 3 points.
Yeah,
but I think that was probably his strongest outing all year, maybe.
No, I wouldn't say all year, but it's definitely
all around though. I mean,
yeah, he still had some issues defensively. He had a really good pass for a backdoor cut layup. That's not to take away from him. But I think he's had a couple better games, but he was definitely engaged again. And that's the thing we talked about last night. What I was looking to see from this team in a game like this is that bounce back to we're going to find some flow on offense because offense is so rhythmic. It's so you get in a cold stretch, right? And it's really hard to break out of.
Yeah.
And I thought of outside of the turnovers, which weren't there weren't many that were like half court running your offense and you just turn the ball over. Like I said, it was mostly trying to get out and run, trying to push tempo, some really stupid passes trying to do that, by the way.
There were some
that you want to just be like, what were you thinking? Or like, like you get a steal, you force a turnover, and then just throw the ball right back to them.
We've all made some shit passes like that on 2K.
Yeah. But ultimately, I thought it was an opportunity and an opportunity that they seized to get some guys back in rhythm, to get some guys back from bad slumps that they had over the past 5 games. So I did see a lot of what I wanted to see on that front. Other than there was Newman was 1 for 5, but I thought he hit a big 3. They need him. Like, let's be honest here. He's got to get back to like 8 to 11, 12 points a game.
Well, yeah, especially if you're going to be in the game for 28 minutes, almost 30 minutes, I feel like you have to be able to knock down some of those shots.
They need him in the game for 28 minutes for everything else he does.
Right.
They're much better when he's in those in the game for those 28 minutes and adds 8 to 10, 11, 12 points. Because when he was, he's been on a stretch where he was barely scoring at all. So seeing him hit that 3 was good. Maybe that gets him a little bit more aggressive. I think he's been really passive offensively the past couple games.
Yeah.
And kind of defaulting. That was funny. You just froze for a second, and you froze right when you blinked. So it looked like you just fell asleep on the stream. You're just like...
Probably did.
I'm tired. Yesterday was a long one.
Agreed.
And then, 3 hours of radio today and the game tonight. I got home. I think it never fails, Aaron. When I get done with radio, if I don't have anything to do, there's no traffic. I can get home in, 25, 30 minutes. If I've got something to do, this has happened like 3 times now. If I've got something to do, the minute I get on the Kenwood exit and get on 71 to start riding home, I see
everyone has something to do.
And I'm like, it's a random Wednesday. There's nothing going on. There's no rain. The weather is nice. What are we doing? So I got home. I stopped and I grabbed a pizza on the way home, which took 3 minutes. But I left the radio station at 6, and I got home at 6:53, and had to throw 2 pieces of pizza on a plate and fire up the old ESPN2 machine, which I realized when I sat down in front of my computer that it had done a restart
Nice.
at some point in time between getting done with the nightcap last night and getting home tonight. So then I had to get to wait and let it warm up. But I made it just in time. It's been a day.
Yeah. How was talking with MJD?
It was good. I thanked him. He told me he usually charges 20% when people tell him that that they want him some money. And I was like, so I'll cash app you, no problem. But he's like, you're obviously pretty good at this. You're on the radio. You're having some success. So I won't charge you your 20%. And then I told him, he's a UCLA guy. Like I got a friend out there. There's a couple things in the closet I've gotten from the UCLA athletics department to support the Bruins. And he didn't get it that it was a basketball thing. And he was telling me how I need to support the Bruins football. And I was like, that's not it. But no, it was good. It was good. I talked to Mo for a little while today out in LA. Kind of sucks. I really wish I was out there.
Was he really getting a good lay of the land out there?
He was working on it. I listened to him on the way home with Lance, and he was in traffic going to Radio Row, and I'm like, oh.
I did see his tweet that he's never going to complain about I-71 or I-75 ever again.
No, man. You get on the 405, you realize what traffic hell is like. There were times when I was out there, like, work late, get done, go out, hang out for a little bit somewhere, and you're driving home at like 1:30 in the morning, and it looks like rush hour in Cincinnati. And I'm like, it's 1:30 in the morning. The hell are all you people doing?
It sounds miserable.
Out and about. And then he said he was going to a cigar party tonight, and I told him to make sure that there was tobacco in the cigars because it's a different kind of parties out there.
Also leave 3 to 4 hours early.
Yeah. Oh, you figure out the back ways real quick in LA so you can avoid the highways if at all possible.
That's why everyone shows up to everything fashionably late out there.
Yeah, because you've been in traffic for 50 minutes.
It's not even by
4.5 miles. Yeah. No, you get like if you have like a Maps app, you put it in, it's like 6.3 miles. You will arrive in 57 minutes. Like, you can walk 6 miles in 57 minutes, and it's not like a crazy pace. Oh, well. All right, let's get out of here. Bearcats win. So 70-59 is your final. Player of the game, David DeJulius. Again.
Easy one.
And don't turn the ball over 18 times in 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. It's not great. It's not great. Let's not do that anymore. All right. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. We'll see you next time. It's the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!